It's the WIMT Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week, featuring the girls' first round of the 13th Region Tournament. Tonight's first game features the Knox Central Lady Panthers and the Corbin Lady Redhounds. Sponsored on WIMT by Appalachian Wireless, ARH, Union College, Kentucky Farm Bureau, Pittsburgh Marine, and Legacy Automotive Group.
Hello and good evening, everyone, from the arena in Corbin, Kentucky for the girls' 13th Region Tournament. Eugene Farmer here alongside John North. And John, we've talked about it, the excitement starting to build, and boy, what a first game we have as the Knox Central Lady Panthers take on the Corbin Lady Hounds.
We do, and a lot of people will call this the 13th Region Tournament, but it's homecoming here, Eugene, as you get to see all the media members, all the coaches shaking hands, saying hello, and just feels like homecoming once again. But I think we got one of the more intriguing matchups on the boys and girls tournament, and two teams that can really lay claim to the favorite in this thing in Knox Central and Corbin.
Callie and Hallie. Housley for Corbin and also Collins for Knox Central. Those are the two stars we're going to talk about a lot tonight.
They are, and they're both 13th Region Media Players of the Year in their respective districts. I think says a lot about both of those players. These two teams, they contrast a little. They played a lot. They know each other. It should be really interesting, I think, to see which team kind of gets going early because, we've talked about the shooting woes in the arena. It takes teams a little while to get dialed in. We'll see which one does it first here between Corbin and Knox Central.
They met earlier in the year. Corbin was victorious. Knox Central loves the fact it's a revenge game.
Yeah, and I think Isaac Wilson needed that resume building win. I think Corbin has been knocking on the door for quite some time, but to be able to knock off a contender in Knox Central, I think that kind of put Corbin on the map as a contender heading into the 13th Region. Man, they take a lot of threes. They love the three ball. If they get hot, look out, they can beat anyone in this tournament.
In the nightcap later on, you and Adam Webb will have North Laurel and Harlan County. North Laurel prohibitive favorite in this tournament, John.
Yeah, they are, and they got the target on their back. But again, this is kind of a loaded field, and don't count out a Harlan County team that has rattled off a ton of wins here late in the season. As well as I do, I'll go ahead and use it. It's not about how you start, it's how you finish, if we're going to use cliches. And Harlan County is finishing well at the end of the season.
Boy, North Laurel, Eddie Mahan has done another spectacular job. When you think about their record, just a load of young talent. Boy, he's managed it very well again this year.
Yeah, and again, it's so tough to coach a young team when all the pressure is on you. We saw them have a performance in the WIMT Mountain Classic that was really good, made a deep run there once again. But, man, they seem to just love the big tournament atmospheres. And it's because Coach Mahan puts them in situations to prepare them for March.
Knox Central, Corbin, North Laurel, and Harlan County. We'll have starting lineups and tip-off of the girls' 13th Region Tournament, game number 1, when we return here on Heroes and Icons at WIMT.
Atrial fibrillation is one of the more common rhythms we see.
AFib is an arrhythmia of the heart where the top part of the heart is beating erratically and out of sync with the bottom part of the heart.
The electrophysiology service is made up of a team of healthcare providers, and that includes an electrophysiology lab where we're able to do procedures to help repair heart rhythm problems. When a patient becomes heart rhythm free, it can really restore their life.
ARH Cardiovascular and Thoracic Associates. Beat that.
My name is Taylor. I am from Hazard, Kentucky. I had a visit here. The second I got out of my car, I was like, I'm done. I didn't need to hear anything else. He pulled up my offer and he scrolled down to the bottom and it said estimated total cost $0. I was like, I'm going here. I was looking for somewhere small and somewhere that I could feel at home and feel comfortable, and that's exactly what Union is to me. It's changed my life.
And we welcome you back to the arena in Corbin, where we are set for game number 1 of the girls' 13th Region Tournament as the Corbin Lady Redhounds take on the Knox Central Lady Panthers. Eugene Farmer here alongside John North as we are getting set for tonight's national anthem and starting lineups. Good crowd settling in for this one, John.
A dandy crowd. I love to see them kind of filling up here on both sides, and got some bands in the house as well as the cheerleaders. Looking forward to it.
and the national anthem performed by the Corbin Red Hound Band.
A big thank you to the Knox Central JROTC as well as the Corbin High School Marching Band for tonight's national anthem. Now for tonight's starting lineups. There you have it, starting lineups for Corbin and Knox Central as we get set for the girls 13th Region Tournament game number 1. We're glad that you have joined us tonight. We hope you're settled in as we are settled here at Corbin, Kentucky, ready for Corbin and Knox Central. Eugene Farmer here alongside John North. John, get your final thoughts before this one tips off.
You know, I'm super excited again. Both of these teams could lay claim to a favorite. They both kind of been beat up in the region this season. So it's going to be interesting to see, again, Eugene, who gets off to the better start. Corbin loves to take a lot of threes, and Central is very, very good at perimeter defense. They've got that length. We saw Reagan Jones dominate this tournament last year for South Laurel defensively. We'll see if she can do the same here.
Corbin in red at Knox Central in their home white as the Lady Panthers have it. First, Kaylin Mills will run the point guard spot as Corbin starts out man-to-man. Mills drives down the lane, floater up, no good, and the rebound cleared by Darcy Anderson for the Lady Red Hounds. As Corbin will get it here in the first 13 seconds of the game. Anderson is the point guard for Corbin. She comes in averaging 12.4 points per game. She'll get it left side to Shelby Stewart, one of the premier players in the 13th region.
Yeah, both these teams, Eugene, kind of have some underrated players on it. Stewart being one of those, and then Kaylin Mills for Knox Central. A lot of players that a lot of people don't talk about, but integral to what these teams want to do offensively, and you'll see that.
Time ball is knocked away from Bailey Stewart, and Knox Central gets it. Sally Mills up to Reagan Jones. She could finish in transition, but does not that time, and Anderson clears the rebound. Boy, Jones had a great tournament last year, John North.
She did, and that time couldn't turn the points into a bucket on one end, but you know, that's what they want to do around the perimeter as a foul called. It starts with that perimeter defense, putting Hallie Collins up top, forcing those turnovers, and man, she runs the floor so well.
Emily Mills for Knox Central will pick up her first and the team's first, so Corbin will have it underneath their own basket. They lob it in for Callie Housley. What a year she has had. 15 points per game. She hits Stewart down the lane. Left-hand layup is good for Bailey Stewart to get Corbin on top as they come with full court pressure.
A great set play. I like Coach Wilson. He wants to press after the made bucket, try to get Knox Central out of rhythm early.
Mills hands off to Jones. Jones streaking down the lane. Lobs it for Collins. Pass too high. It's going to be a turnover to Corbin.
Yeah, they tried to get on the same page earlier with a fast break bucket, and Jones kind of missed it. And I wonder if that was still haunting her there. She threw that one out of bounds, but that's just a high-low that those two players can offer you.
It's been all defense here in the first minute and a half as Darcy Anderson bounces it in the front court. Right side she goes to Bailey Stewart, over to Housley. Shelby Stewart, deep three, top of the key. This one's off, no good, but another long offensive rebound to Corbin. Housley will tee it up, yes! Housley's first points of the night to give Corbin a 5-0 lead for the 50th district runner-up.
Man, Eugene, she's got the green light, and that is the shooter's dream when it's coming in from the paint out to the three-point line. As Mills with a great drive there. That's what shooters want.
Parton, who drove down the lane, couldn't get the shot to go. A tie-up possession arrow will keep it with Knox Central here. They throws it away. Parton intended for Mills. Anderson gets it off to Housley against Jones in transition. Can't get it to go, but she'll pick up a crucial foul on Reagan Jones. That's her first and the team's second. All Corbin here early, John.
Yeah, and you're going to see Knox Central, Coach Warren, he's going to call the timeout. You know, he can't like the look of his team early. A couple of uncharacteristic turnovers on their end, a missed layup, and then too easy to the basket. Corbin, they've come out calm, they've come out collected, they're running their sets. They look good here early, and so far Corbin has settled in quicker than Knox Central has.
Yeah, the Lady Hounds have really picked up the tempo, forced Knox Central to play 94 feet, and you certainly shows here.
It absolutely does, and you know, it's all about, you know, how you handle situations. And, you know, these two teams just know each other so well that, you know, Corbin, it looks like a game at Corbin, or it looks like a game at Knox Central right now. The bright lights aren't blinding them at the moment.
So to the line will be Callie Housley. She comes in averaging 15.3 points per game, combined with 4.5 rebounds. Shoots at 77.7% from the free throw line as she gets the first one to go for her fourth point of the night to give Corbin a 6-0 lead. Housley, the district player of the year in the 50th district, gets both free throws to go. She now has 5.
And making a point to that, Eugene, being the player of the year in the 13th region in that district is super impressive. You're sharing that district with a lot of good players, including a South Laurel team.
Yeah, that's loaded with talent.
Yeah.
When you think about Rachel Presley and how good she has been throughout her career at South Laurel.
That just
Collins.
goes to show you how much the media like
Down
her.
the lane, puts a shot up off the glass. No good. Rebound loose, and Shelby Stewart gets it for Corbin. That's Bailey Stewart, comes in the front court. Skip pass over to Housley. Open 3. This one's off. No good. And the rebound is corralled by Kaylin Mills of Knox Central.
They're going to push the issue a little bit.
Jones tees up a 3. This one's off the mark. And Housley gets the rebound. Housley goes right side. Open 3. Won't go. That time it was Reagan Walker. Knox in transition. Jones bounce past the partner who puts it up and in for Knox Central's first points of the night, and the foul coming on Corbin. Foul will be charged to Callie Housley. That's her first and the team's first. And a beautiful pass in the diagonal form by Reagan Jones, who feeds Presley Parton for the and one.
Yeah, can't forget about Parton. And you know, Central could just beat you in a number of ways. That time Parton ran the floor well. She's a phenomenal shooter as well, but you know, when she's going to the rack like that, she's got the length to lay that up and in for 2.
The 5'8 senior gives Knox Central their first points of the night. Anderson right down the lane. Diagonal pass, shot up, no good. And the rebound to Emily Mills for Knox Central. Out to Kaylin Mills. She wants to run. Over to Collins. Quickly back to Mills. Over to Parton, wide open 3, top of the key. This one's off, no good. The rebound cleared by Bailey Stewart of Corbin. Stewart drives it in. They give it back to her on the diagonal. Shot up over the backboard. That'll be out of bounds and go over to Knox Central.
I know it went out of bounds there, but you got to love that take. She kept her head up, eyes up the entire time, but just a good job by Knox Central to get back on defense as well. But lid kind of still on it here for Knox Central. I know they got the and one, but it really needs to see a jumper fall, I think, before this next media timeout.
Mills working it up against Lauren Faulkner, who just checked in. She'll hand off to Parton. To Collins. Down low tries to feed Emily Mills, and the pass wide. It will go out of bounds to Corbin. Turnover starting to mount here for Knox Central. Maybe showing a little nerves here.
I think it is a lot to do with nerves, but you know, Coach Wilson, this isn't his first rodeo. He knows that high-low is coming. I think Corbin's defended it pretty well on the defensive end, but Knox Central just got to make those passes a little crisper.
Anderson working its Mills. What a great matchup that has been thus far. Also, we see Kayla Stidham with the screen, number 5 for Corbin. She just checked in. Anderson down the lane. Skip pass over to Housley. Housley working against Jones. Quickly, they go back to Anderson. Drives down the lane off to Housley. 15-footer. That's no good. And the tap rebound is controlled by Hallie Collins. Good defensive possession there by Knox Central. Jim.
Yeah, it was. They had to guard for a long time, and they had to guard that on-ball screen action, and now Corbin's going to trap here at midcourt.
And a steal by Anderson as Mills tried to feed Collins, and Anderson will lay it in. Her first basket of the night. She comes in averaging over 12, and it's 9-3 Lady Hounds.
What a beautiful time to spring that trap, Eugene, to send on that double team. Let's see if they try it again.
They get it to Collins. Skip pass over to Jones. That's about a 3. Throw it over to Mills now. Left corner to Parton. She drives left baseline, tries to go for the shot. Ball knocked away. Anderson gets it for Corbin, and she is pushed. Foul either on Parton or Emily Mills. We'll see. That'll bring us to our first media timeout on the floor. 2:40 to play in the first. All Corbin here early at the girls' 13th Region Tournament.
Appalachian Wireless has a plan to make your life simpler. Forward pay. No contract, no credit check, no problem. Plans start at just $19.99 a month and include unlimited talk and text. Add 3 gigabyte of data for only $29.99 a month. 6 gigabyte of data, $39.99. Or take it to the max with unlimited data plus, only $89.99, which has 50 gigabytes of high-speed data. All the features without the long-term commitment. It's forward pay because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Did you know we both have even-number birthdays?
Yeah, I suppose we do.
And we both love chocolate cake.
Yeah, we sure do.
And both of our mothers have an S in their name.
Fascinating.
It's like we were meant to be together.
Home and auto. They just go together. Save when you bundle your home and auto insurance.
Whoa, we were both right-handed.
Wow, that can't be a coincidence.
.240 to play here the first quarter at the girls 13th region tournament at the arena. Corbin leads Knox Central 9-3. Eugene Farmer here alongside John North. John, give us your opening thoughts on this run the Lady Hounds have come out of the gate with.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Corbin's poise out of the gate. They've ran their offensive sets. They've not looked out of sorts. Meanwhile, Central just haven't not looked themselves in the opening minutes of this contest.
Walker deep left side. She's trapped. It's for Housley. Driving down the right side of the lane and puts it up and in. Housley has 7 already. She averages over 15.
Yeah, Central's got to find some offense. And, you know, I love Coach Wilson, how he is mixing up the defense against Central. They haven't come down and looked at one set defense consecutive times down the floor. Just really mixing it up and giving them different looks.
Jones against Bailey Stewart. Lobs it down low for Collins. Knocked away, but Jones gets it back. Drives. 8-footer left side. Won't go too hard. Ball is knocked away, and Reagan Walker gets it for Corbin. Off to Housley. Corbin wants to run. Housley over to Walker. Collins comes out on her. Now Corbin will run some clock. 1.5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Get a double screen for Housley. She goes around the right side of the lane, puts it up and in for her 9th point of the quarter, and Corbin now leads by double figures at 10. Mills drives it into the lane. Off to Emily Mills, who puts it up no good. Ball's knocked away. Mills off to Collins down low, and she's going to be fouled by Reagan Walker.
Yeah, I'm super impressed with, right now, basketball IQ for Corbin. That is a good foul. You know, you don't want Hallie Collins to get going in this contest. You foul her, send her to the line, make her shoot some free throws. But
83.3% free throw shooter for Collins. She averages over 19 points a ball game. Her first of 2 is up and spins in. Also her first point of the night. Erica Angel checks into the ball game for Corbin, as well as Darcy Anderson will come back in, as well as Shelby Stewart and Housley, as well as Lauren Faulkner gets a breather. Second of 2 coming for Hallie Collins. This one is up and good. First 2 for her, lead down to 8 for Corbin as we near the 1 minute mark here in quarter number 1. Remind you, North Laurel and Harlan County coming up in the nightcap. Walker has it out top. It's a high screen from Angel, goes around it right side. Still controls it, she looks. Off for Shelby Stewart now. Reagan Jones has her. Very athletic matchup here, John.
it is. I think Corbin's going to try to hold for one here, but Knox is going to come out and get him and force the issue.
Stewart hands off for Anderson. Mills attached to her. 25 seconds now. Now Stewart has it against Jones. Off to Walker. Walker drives around Collins. Right side, she'll hand off to Anderson. Anderson drives it in, looks in the corner. Wide open three for Walker is no good. Bailey Stewart follows and can't get it to go, and that brings us to an end of quarter number one, where it was all Corbin in quarter one. They lead it 13-5 over Knox Central here at the girls' 13th region tournament on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week.
Looking for a used truck or SUV? Think there is a used car shortage? Not at Legacy Corbin. Legacy has a great selection of trucks and SUVs from 4x4, crew cab or heavy duty trucks to all-wheel drive and third row seat SUVs. Prices starting as low as $40.
If you have a passion for fishing and a love for water as we do here at Pittsburgh Marine, we have a Ranger boat and a Mercury outboard for you.
We at Pittsburgh Marine have a family tradition since 1979 of catering to the need of the serious fisherman.
That's why serious fishermen know Ranger and Mercury is #1 on the water. Stop in and check out the best built and best backed outboards and boats here at Pittsburgh Marine, where it's always been and always will be a family tradition, building satisfied customers one at a time.
We welcome you back to the arena in Corbin for second quarter action here in game one of the girls' 13th region tournament, where the Corbin Lady Hounds lead the Knox Central Lady Panthers 13-5. Eugene Farmer here alongside John North, and John Corbin has it, looking to extend that lead back to double figures.
They are. It's just been all in the half court, Eugene. They have really just grinded Knox Central out in the half court, with these on-ball screens. And so far it's been Knox Central having to chase the entire time defensively, which does not bode well usually for a defense.
Housley goes against Jones here. 7.5 to play here in the first half.
That Jones wingspan, Eugene, it's tough to get a ball through there.
Housley gets the screen, goes around it from Angel. Misses the shot. Ball knocked out of bounds, but will stay with Corbin.
Those are the top of 50-50 balls. You got to start getting in your favor if you're Knox Central. Only one field goal in that first half, and it was the lone layup and one there from Presley Parton.
Even when Knox Central has gotten defensive stops, long rebounds have oftentimes went to Corbin. Shelby Stewart open three. This one's off the mark left side. Ball knocked out of bounds, and this time will go over to the Lady Panthers.
If you told me it was a situation to start the way it's been, I would have said Corbin kind of came out hot from three, but that really hasn't been the case. It's just been kind of going to the rack, on-ball screens, and Coach Wilson taking advantage of what the Knox Central defense has given him.
1 3-pointer for Housley in the first quarter is the only three-point basket we have seen thus far. Kaylin Mills in front court against Anderson. Goes in the corner to Presley Parton. Skip pass over to Jones. She fakes a three, drives it in. Feeds Zoe Lyford, who just checked into the ball game. Quickly back to Mills. Skip pass to Jones. Off to Mills. Three, left side. This one won't go. Rebound to Housley of Corbin.
I mean, you could see it there in that possession, Eugene. There was no easy catches for for Knox Central, even with no defense on them. They were fumbling catches. It's just a lot of nerves right now, I think, for this Panthers team.
Zoe Lyford picks up her first, team fourth for Knox Central. Corbin will have it, trailing by 8. About a minute and a half played here in the second quarter. Stewart, three, left side, bottom. Second three-point basket for Corbin. First points of the night for Shelby Stewart, who averages 14.2 a contest.
You just got to hope, if you're Knox Central, that does not start falling with the lead that you've given up early, because then you could be in a danger zone here in the first half.
Mills looks. Anderson comes out on her. In the corner, Collins, 15-footer, pure.
I just love that high-low action for this Knox Central team. They do it so well. Give it to Reagan Jones around that, around that free throw line, and you have Collins on the baseline. It's just deadly. It's unguardable for both teams.
Stewart against Parton, drives in, cut off, goes off to Bailey Stewart. She drives left side, layup too hard, knocked out of bounds, and will go over to Knox Central. For the first time tonight for Knox Central, we will see that is Timberly Frederick. Comes in averaging 6 points a ball game.
Pure shooter, Eugene. If she gets some room, look out. She'll let it fly.
They go down low to Collins. Couple bounces. Skip pass over to Parton. Corner, right corner three. This one's short, no good. This time Frederick knocks it out of bounds. It'll go over to Corbin.
Another empty possession there for Knox, and had something there on the baseline. Couldn't recreate it that time down the floor.
Anderson gets that extended 2-3 zone for Knox Central. Goes to Housley. Baseline jumper is good. She's now in double figures with 11, and that's what Corbin's lead grows back to 18-7.
And that's the problem with zoning, is you don't really have anybody to check Housley if you're not giving her a chaser. So, you know, if you're a team as now a turnover for Knox Central, you know, you have to be yelling out where the best player on the floor is at all times, and that time just slipped loose there on the baseline. And anything that Knox Central has thrown at Corbin defensively right now, Corbin has been able to figure it out.
Reagan Walker checks in. Bailey Stewart will get a breather for Corbin. Some substitutions. Mills gets a breather for Knox Central. Now ball is in play. Darcy Anderson to bring the ball up the floor. Right side she goes to Housley. In the corner is Kayla Stidham. Quickly back to Stewart. Parton has her. Stewart drives left side. Cut off. Circles back around. Sweet. Between the legs. Crossover goes for Shelby Stewart. She now has 5 on the reversal jump.
How about that cross? A little step back on the baseline, and that got me out of my chair almost over here, Eugene.
Now Housley with the steal. She's in a foot race one-on-one. Lays it up and in.
Got to call it.
Danger time for Knox Central. Parton for Collins. Collins down the lane, loses it. Stewart has it, and she's going to be fouled by Jalen Fain, who just checked in for Knox Central. That'll be her first and the team's 5th. And the Lady Hounds are running away from Knox Central here early, John, 22-7.
Yeah, up in it, you know, no lead is safe here in the arena, but I mean, it has been all Corbin in this ball game so far. And again, all Coach Warren can do is kind of look over and say, you know, what do I do?
Stewart a 3, yes! We have a foul away from the ball. Referees are going to get together and see.
That's against Knox. Eugene, I would imagine that would count, right?
No basket. Foul is going to be against Emily Mills. That'll be her second and the team's 6th for Knox Central.
I think Knox got a little lucky there. It's usually you see those off ball. If the shot's up, it usually counts.
For correction, I think they gave the foul to Presley Parton instead of Emily Mills. They lob it in for Housley. She takes a deep 3. This one's well short, no good. And the ball will go out of bounds to Knox Central. That time sort of fading away, didn't have her feet set, couldn't get enough on that one.
That's one of those that, you know, it may go at home. Corbin is a shooter's gym. You have that wall right behind the glass backboard. But that's a case where it's a lot, your depth perception gets in the way here in the arena.
Mills looks, lobs it for Frederick. She comes in front court over to Fain. Fain drives it all the way in. Layup won't go. Foul on Shelby Stewart of Corbin. That'll be her first and the team's 3rd. Jalen Fain comes in averaging 2.8 points a game, 60% from the free throw line on the year.
Coach Warren just looking for answers, looking for someone to come in and give him a spark.
Free throw is short, no good. She'll have another. Parton quickly back in for Knox Central as Frederick will exit. Second of 2 coming for Jalen Fain. This one's off the mark, no good as well. Collins runs down the loose ball rebound. Mills. Over gets Anderson. Comes into the lane, goes up left hand layup, won't go. Shelby Stewart goes up high for the rebound. Off to Housley. Housley goes around Parton with a hesitation dribble and puts it up and in. 15 for Housley.
Corbin moving that ball so well, and I love the hesitation. Gets you straight to the rim, and you finish strong there.
Mills pulls it out, 24-7. The Lady Hounds of Corbin lead it. Parton drives in the lane. Oh, left-hand layup won't go. Collins follows, won't go. And now Stewart ties her up for the possession arrow. Will stay with Knox Central. But not before our immediate timeout. 3:02 to play in the first half. All Corbin over Knox Central here at the arena.
Appalachian Wireless has a plan to make your life simpler. Forward pay. No contract, no credit check, no problem. Plans start at just $19.99 a month and include unlimited talk and text. Add 3 gigabyte of data for only $29.99 a month. 6 gigabyte of data, $39.99. Or take it to the max with unlimited data plus, only $89.99, which has 50 gigabytes of high-speed data. All the features without the long-term commitment. It's forward pay because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Atrial fibrillation is one of the more common rhythms we see.
AFib is an arrhythmia of the heart where the top part of the heart is beating erratically and out of sync with the bottom part of the heart.
The electrophysiology service is made up of a team of healthcare providers, and that includes an electrophysiology lab where we're able to do procedures to help repair heart rhythm problems. When a patient becomes heart rhythm free, it can really restore their life.
ARH Cardiovascular and Thoracic Associates. Beat that.
3:02 to play here in the first half as Corbin leads it over Knox Central here in game 1 of the girls' 13th region tournament. Eugene Farmer here alongside John North as Hallie Collins gets it off the inbound, and she is going to be fouled. Did not see who they called that foul. It's going to be Shelby Stewart of Corbin. That's her second and the team's fourth. Collins to the free throw line. First one bounces in. Collins averages 19 a game. She shoots 83% from the free throw line, 3 of 3 here tonight. She's impressive for a youngster, John.
She is, and it hasn't been her typical half, and part of the reason is Corbin is making her defend a lot in this ball game. Not only that, she's been double teamed every time she's touched the rock.
The ball goes out of bounds, and it will, I think, stay here with Knox Central. 24-8. Corbin leads it. Kaylin Mills now pulls it out. Mills drives left over to Parton. Parton drives down the lane. Ball almost taken away by Stidham. They're going to get her with a reach-in foul.
Coach Wilson wants a jump ball on that, but maybe too much of a reach-in there on the drive. But that's kind of what Knox Central likes to do, that dribble drive offense. Try to get both feet in the paint and make things happen. That's one thing Corbin has done well, is forcing them above that free throw line. It really hasn't been able to get them in their offensive sets. That time they do, and good things happen with a foul. One thing they have been is aggressive. They got into the line quite a bit in this game so far and really keep them on afloat.
Stidham's first foul, team's fifth. Housley back in, Stidham out for Corbin as Parton hits the first free throw. She now has 4, converts the second as well. For the senior, 3 of 3 from the free throw line. She now has 5, trying to will the Lady Panthers back into this ball game. So they now come with a little 2-2-1 half-court zone trap. Timeout, Corbin.
You know, right there is a win for Knox Central. You score it down on one end, and then you immediately throw on a little trap at midcourt, and you're able to force Coach Wilson to call that timeout.
Yeah, you know, we talked about Isaac Wilson here. Boy, what a player he was at Corbin's point guard during those regional championship teams. Really has done a fantastic job. And also on the bench, Connie Snyder, what a career she had. Hall of Famer at South Laurel. Just a tremendous staff they've put together down there at Corbin, and it certainly shows.
Hey, you know, with Isaac, you know, I grew up around the same time that he was playing. You know, I idolized him as a player, Eugene, because of how fiery and how passionate he was. And all he's done is taken that personality, and now he's molded it over onto the coaching side of things. Yeah. His teams play the same way he did when he was in high school.
Walker gets it into Anderson. Left side they go to Bailey Stewart as Corbin comes in front court with it. Corbin's put Mills out top to extend that zone look. Stewart, skip past Housley, corner 3, right side, yes! What a half for Housley. She has 18, exceeding her 15-point average.
I just don't know how you let the best player on the floor, a player of the year, get away from you like that.
Parton to answer, and she does. 8 now for Presley Parton, the senior. Trying to keep Knox Central in touch.
One of the more deadliest shooters within the 13th region. You're seeing why there. Anytime she's got those feet set and shoulders squared, she's going to be knocked down.
Left side, Housley, skip pass, Anderson, top of the key, 3. This one's short, no good. Angel had the rebound, loses it out of bounds, and it'll go over to Knox Central with 1:44 to play. Corbin just really attacking the offensive glass, John.
Yeah, all right, let's see if Knox Central goes a little high-low here.
Mills drives it in the lane. She's going to be fouled. Housley or Bailey Stewart here, we'll see. It's going to be Bailey Stewart. It'll be her first. Team 6. Both teams will be on the bonus from here on out as Stidham checks in. Bailey Stewart's going to exit for the Lady Hounds. Parton, right corner 3. This one's short, no good, and we've got a foul. It's going to be on Stidham, her second. Team 7.
And Parton had to step in and take that. I had a good angle of it here, took it right to the chin.
Parton's first free throw, good. Boy, great rotation that she puts on the ball, John, on those free throws. 4 of 4 here tonight. 9 points already for the senior. Second one good as well to put her now in double figures. Reagan Jones in. Jalen Fain checks out for the Lady Panthers.
Yeah, this is a good free throw shooting team. They shoot it upwards of nearly 70%.
Parton in and out, no good. On the third of 3, and now Housley gets the rebound off to Walker. Corbin wants to run. Walker to Angel, quickly back to Housley, over to Walker. Walker cut off and trapped. Jump ball, the possession arrow will keep it with Corbin. Lady Panthers have now really picked it up defensively, John, to try to get back in this one.
Credit Coach Warren, too. He is into it over there. He's jumping from defender to defender. I think thinks he's out there playing. Look at him go.
Housley working against Jones, off to Angel. Stidham. Now Anderson drives it in. Almost lost it. Puts a shot up, off balance and in for Darcy Anderson. She now has 4.
Not an easy one going over Hallie Collins like that, but was able to score it. Maybe even Hallie Collins, I think, got a piece of that ball as well.
Partially blocked, just wheeled that one in. High screen from Emily Mills. Taylor Mills goes around it. Cut off. Walker has her. Spins baseline and puts it up and in. Great court awareness there by Kaylin Mills. Another senior. Housley drives it in. Off balance layup won't go. The foul is going to be called on Hallie Collins, I believe. That'll be her first. Team 7. Sending Callie Housley to the line. 18 points here in the first half for her.
Got to be tough for Knox Central here. It's the first one up and in, but they were right there to cut it to 10, and you can't get the stop, and now to the free throw line goes the best player on the floor right now in Housley.
Housley to reach the 20-point mark. In and out, no good, but another offensive rebound by Corbin. Corbin just attacking the glass, getting their hands on every single loose ball and loose ball rebound, John.
Yeah, every 50-50 ball has just kind of went their way.
They get it into Housley. Under 20 seconds to play here in the first half. Corbin leading by 13. Housley, right side, behind the back, now spins through a double team. Skip pass over to Stidham. Stidham dribbles through traffic with 1 second. Gonna have to heave it. Can't get it off, and that's the end of half number 1, where the Lady Hounds of Corbin dictate the tempo from the onset. They lead it over Knox Central 30-17. Here's the girls 13th region tournament on Heroes and Icons at WYMT.com.
Is this your card?
Nope.
Is this your card? Is this your card?
Sorry.
Home and auto, they just go together. Save when you bundle your home and auto insurance.
This your card?
Congratulations. And it only took 27 tries.
That trick is just like us.
It's complicated.
It's magic. Oh, he's good.
My name is Taylor. I am from Hazard, Kentucky. I had a visit here. The second I got out of my car, I was like, I'm done. Like I didn't need to hear anything else. He pulled up like my offer and he scrolled down to the bottom and it said estimated total cost $0. I was like, I'm going here. I was looking for somewhere small and somewhere that I could feel at home and feel comfortable, and that's exactly what Union is to me. It's changed my life.
If you have a passion for fishing and a love for water as we do here at Pittsburgh Marine, we have a Ranger boat and a Mercury outboard for you.
We at Pittsburgh Marine have a family tradition since 1979 of catering to the need of the serious fisherman.
That's why serious fishermen know Ranger and Mercury is #1 on the water. Stop in and check out the best built and best backed outboards and boats here at Pittsburgh Marine, where it's always been and always will be a family tradition, building satisfied customers one at a time.
With new vehicles in short supply, take my advice. Don't overpay. Just step away, and come to Legacy Ford. Many dealers are charging more than $5,000 over MSRP. Let that sink in. That's more than the manufacturer thinks its own car is worth.
And we welcome you back to the arena in Corbin. We're at halftime of game #1 here in the girls' 13th region tournament, where it's been all Corbin at the half. They lead it over Knox Central 30-17. Eugene Farmer here alongside John North. And John, the runners-up from the 50th district, really took control of this by injecting the tempo early.
Absolutely. And, you know, we talked about how it was all dependent on who came out and answered the bell early. And I really thought Corbin came out. They looked poised from the jump. It wasn't like they came out kind of shaky. And on the other end, Knox Central, you know, you could see it at home. Anytime they made a catch on the ball there in the first half, they were fumbling it. They were dribbling off their foot. I think the moment just a little bit too big for Knox. But they did have a stretch, Eugene, where you could see what they're made of. They almost cut it to 10 there. Did a phenomenal job getting to the free throw line. They got Presley Parton involved. But right now, Corbin just too much on the offensive end for them.
John nearly cut it into single digits.
Yeah, that's what they're really good at. When they're able to force those turnovers on the perimeter, they're able to get Hallie Collins out in transition, Reagan Jones running, you know, Mills, Parton, all of those pieces. When they're all cohesively running the floor on those fast breaks, it's really successful for them. The problem is, though, Corbin is making that ball screen at the top. And whoever Hallie Collins is guarding, that's who's taking it to the rack. They're making her defend, which is really taken away from her, I think, on the offensive end.
Yeah, no. About a half from Callie Housley of Corbin. 19 points in half one.
Listen, I'll be honest. She had a couple moves where I almost got out of my seat, Eugene.
Yeah.
She had that hesitation on the baseline that extended the lead almost to, I think it was 16 at the time.
Yeah.
And then she had a sick crossover dribble down on the baseline where she took it to the hole. And you love it when you see players start to feel it on, on this arena floor. You love to see it.
We'll take a timeout, come back and look at some more halftime stats when we return, as well as we'll preview the next game, Northborough and Harline County here at the girls' 13th Region Tournament at the arena on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week.
No Credit has a plan to make your life simpler. Forward Pay. No contract, no credit check, no problem. Plans start at just $19.99 a month and include unlimited talk and text. Add 3 GB of data for only $29.99 a month. 6 GB of data, $39.99. Or take it to the max with unlimited data plus, only $89.99, which has 50 gigabytes of high-speed data. All the features without the long-term commitment. It's Forward Pay because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
If you have a passion for fishing and a love for water as we do here at Pittsburgh Marine, we have a Ranger boat and a Mercury outboard for you.
We at Pittsburgh Marine have a family tradition since 1979 of catering to the need of the serious fisherman.
That's why serious fishermen know Ranger and Mercury is #1 on the water. Stop in and check out the best built and best backed outboards and boats here at Pittsburgh Marine, where it's always been and always will be a family tradition, building satisfied customers one at a time.
My name is Taylor. I am from Hazard, Kentucky. I had a visit here. The second I got out of my car, I was like, I'm done. Like I didn't need to hear anything else. He pulled up like my offer and he scrolled down to the bottom and it said estimated total cost $0. I was like, I'm going here. I was looking for somewhere small and somewhere that I could feel at home and feel comfortable, and that's exactly what Union is to me. It's changed my life.
Appalachian Wireless has a plan to make your life simpler. Forward Pay. No contract, no credit check, no problem. Plans start at just $19.99 a month and include unlimited talk and text. Add 3 GB of data for only $29.99 a month. 6 GB of data, $39.99. Or take it to the max with unlimited data plus, only $89.99, which has 50 gigabytes of high-speed data. All the features without the long-term commitment. It's Forward Pay because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
We are back here at the arena in Corbin where all kinds of neat halftime festivities going on. Eugene Farmer here alongside John North. The Corbin Lady Hounds have taken control of this one. They lead at 30-17 over Knox Central here at the half. See a little roll for dough going on out here at halftime. And John, I really want to see you as a contestant before this week is over. We're working on it. We have established that you meet the criteria, so that's good.
Yeah, we established that in our time out there, Eugene. But I will donate the money if they will get me out there for Rolandale. I will absolutely give it to a good cause or some student here in the Corbin Arena.
No question. Looking at some halftime stats, we talked about Housley in the opener. John at halftime, 7 of 11. 2 of 4 from the three-point line for 19 points. Boy, what a sensational half for her to sort of establish Corbin offensively.
Yeah, and it's been in the flow of the offense, Eugene. She hasn't forced anything in this ball game. You know, She got a couple buckets in transition. When Knox Central went zone, she found the soft spots and the gaps in those zones to attack them. They found her on the baseline a couple times. And, she's been unselfish. So, when you have teammates that you can trust, you can get the ball to, in those situations, they're going to find you when you're open, and that's exactly what Corbin has done. That's what amazes me the most. I feel like she has barely had the basketball, and she's got 19 points.
For Knox Central, who was desperately seeking some offensive output, Presley Parton, the senior, came to the rescue a little bit as she woke up late in the second quarter. She finished the first half with 10.
Parton is as good a shooter as they come in the 13th region. Again, a lot of people forgot about her, I think, on this team this year. Not if you have to play her, because you have to game plan against her. She had the open 3 in the corner. She got fouled on the other 3 and really came to life and was a part of the reason why Knox Central had a chance to cut that to 10, but just couldn't get over the hump.
John, a year ago, Reagan Jones owned this floor en route to a 13th region championship for South Laurel. She has really struggled in the first half. They must get her going if Knox Central is going to come out of here victorious.
I feel like if the opening possessions would have went her way, it would have been a whole different half for Reagan. She had to sit some as well, but just came out a little too shaky, missed the layup early and then threw it out of bounds, and I felt like that kind of defined her half. And if you're a basketball player or if you play any sport, you got to come out here with amnesia now. That first half does not matter. You've got a game to win by any means necessary, and I expect Reagan Jones to have a different demeanor when she comes out in the second half.
Knox Central as a team, John, just 4 of 19 from the field. That must impress. improve.
It must, and, credit them. They got to the line a lot to get those points that they did here in the first half, but only one field goal in the first half, and that's just in the first quarter. That's so hard to overcome when Corbin is playing so well. It has to start on the defensive end now in the second half for Knox Central. You can't allow Corbin to do it as easy as they did in the first half.
Just to piggyback off that thought, with the half-court trap that they instituted late in the first half, they had some success out of that set.
Yeah, and I agree with Coach Warren. Coach Wilson called the timeout. You don't want to come out with the same look because now you've just prepared for it and the other team's just game plan for it. I expect him to try to spring that at some point when they start getting on a run there in the second half.
And then finally for Corbin, John Howard, as Coach Wilson, Coach Steiner going to try to expand this lead and come out of here victorious with the upset victory.
They're saying that no lead is safe. You can see how quick Knox Central can get back in a ball game. But again, they need to set those ball screens and then take advantage of the matchups that they've been taking advantage of. And a lot of it is pulling Collins, the bigger player, the taller player, out on a guard and then attacking her off the dribble. And that's been super successful in the first.
Coming up in our nightcap, North Laurel, the Lady Jaguars under Coach Eddie Mahan. What another great year they have had as they take on Coach Anthony Nolan's Harlan County Lady Bears, who have won 10 of their last 11.
I'm super impressed with Coach Nolan and what he's been able to do here at the end of the year. Not a lot of people were talking about Harlan County, and now all of a sudden you look down, Ella Karst is one of the better players in the region. She's going to, she's used to this floor out here. She's used to the arena, and, we talked about her a lot last year and how good of a year she was going to have this year. She indeed lived up to those expectations, and I think then some. It's going to take a huge task to knock off a North Laurel team that is built for this moment. They have the target on their back, and Coach Mahan, they've been here before. So it's going to be one of those situations where you hope that North Laurel comes out sleeping a little bit, and you got to have a really hot night from Karst and Smith.
And you know that you're going to get a really hungry North Laurel team after the way last year's regional tournament ended here on this court in the finals.
Absolutely. Any time that they come up short, Coach Mahan, he has a chip on his shoulder, and you know that he wants to get back in the championship, and you know he wants that other Laurel County South Laurel team right there with him.
No doubt. Second half action of Knox Central and Corbin when we return to the arena. Corbin leads it 30-17 here on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week.
If you have a passion for fishing and a love for water as we do here at Pittsburgh Marine, we have a Ranger boat and a Mercury outboard for you.
We at Pittsburgh Marine have a family tradition since 1979 of catering to the need of the serious fishermen.
That's why serious fishermen know Ranger and Mercury is #1 on the water. Stop in and check out the best built and best backed outboards and boats here at Pittsburgh Marine, where it's always been and always will be a family tradition, building satisfied customers one at a time.
With new vehicles in short supply, take my advice. Don't overpay. Just step away. And visit Legacy Chevrolet. Many dealers are charging more than $5,000 over MSRP. Let that sink in. That's more than the manufacturer thinks its own car is worth.
Appalachian Wireless has a plan to make your life simpler. Forward pay. No contract, no credit check, no problem. Plans start at just $19.99 a month and include unlimited talk and text. Add 3 GB of data for only $29.99 a month. 6 GB of data, $39.99. Or take it to the max with unlimited data plus, only $89.99, which has 50 GB of high-speed data. All the features without the long-term commitment. It's forward pay because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
And we welcome you back to the arena in Corbin here. Eugene Farmer alongside John North as we are getting set for the second half of game number 1, where the runner-up from the 50th District, the Corbin Lady Red Hounds, have come out running here in the first half to take a 30-17 lead over the champions of the 51st District, the Knox Central Lady Panthers. John, the Lady Panthers, I really expect them to turn up the heat here in the second half to try to get back in this ball game.
You know, at worst, Coach Warren can say, hey, we got the worst half of basketball we played all year out of our system, and it's here at the arena. We're still within striking distance here. There's no need to panic, no need to worry. Let's get back at what we're good at. I expect this team to see a lot of high-low here in the opening. Corbin shadowed it well, forced some turnovers. Knox went away from it. I expect a heavy dose to open things up.
Just 3 players in the scoring column for Knox Central in the first half. Presley Parton, Hallie Collins, and Kaylin Mills. For Corbin, Callie Housley had 19, Shelby Stewart with 5, Darcy Anderson with 4, and Bailey Stewart with 2. It will be Knox Central basketball here to start the second half. We hope you are settled in at home enjoying this ball game and all the regional tournament on Heroes and Icons at WYMT.com. Parton, skip pass, Reagan Jones, open 3. This one too hard. The rebound to Housley of Corbin. Good look for Jones on that offensive set. Housley, mid-range jumper, no good. Fought for the loose ball rebound. It's going to be a tie-up possession. Arrow will give it over to Corbin.
Yeah, going back to that Jones jumper, you love to see the confidence. She didn't have the greatest first half. She come out shooting in the second half. That's what you want if you're a coach out of one of your best players.
Housley on the inbound play. Streaks through the lane and puts it up and in. She now has a game-high 21 as Corbin leads it by 15. Corbin has come with just a plethora of defensive looks tonight, the latest of which that extended sort of half-court trapping zone, John.
Yeah, they haven't given Knox Central really the same look alternative down the floor each time. It's been something different.
Parton, baseline jumper is good. Boy, she has been a bright spot offensively for Knox Central. She has a dozen. Stewart, step back 3. This one's short, no good. And Emily Mills gets the rebound for the Lady Panthers.
Here you go if you're Knox. This is your time.
Jones, skip pass. Parton, top of the key 3. This one's off, no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds and will stay with Knox Central. See the Lady Panthers being much more active here in the third quarter, John.
Yeah, Hallie Collins trying to get them going emotionally as well to get into this ball game.
Mills dribbles it out. She stops. 15-footer, too hard. Rebound knocked away. Mills gets it. And a reach foul as she drove down the lane. Foul is going to be on Reagan Walker. That'll be her second foul. Team first for Corbin. They lob it in for Collins, who puts it up and in. Showing great versatility there and balance does Collins.
Sometimes that's the best inbounds pass you can make, Eugene, is just throw it up to your tallest player and make them go make a play.
Jones knocks it away. Turnover to Mills. Mills down the lane. Layup won't go. It's her own rebound. Puts it up no good, but a foul coming on the Lady Hounds.
I know it was a foul there, Eugene, but that is Knox Central basketball. Forcing that turnover way out on the floor, beyond the perimeter, and going into action on the fast break.
Bailey Stewart picks up her second foul, team second for Corbin. Kaylin Mills to the free throw line and gets the first one to bounce in. Knox Central as a team now 9 of 11 from the free throw line, Sean.
That's one thing keeping them in it, and now you're all of a sudden within 10, and you know, if you're Knox Central, you got to start to believe now.
Free throw no good, and now we have a jump ball, but the possession arrow will keep it right here with Knox Central. Lead is down to 10. Boy, Knox Central hasn't had it down to single digits in a long time. Mills down low to Collins, who puts it up and in. Give her 9, and the lead is down to 8.
You can hear the Knox Central faithful come alive now, Eugene. This is what they needed.
Stewart is trapped in the corner. timeout, Isaac Wilson. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. And boy, has Knox Central really picked up the defensive pressure.
You know, that's where it starts. They weren't good offensively in that first half, but what beat them was their defense. This time forcing turnovers, trapping on the sidelines, using those lines as an extra defender. All of a sudden you force some turnovers, you get some layups going the other way, and it's a 10-point ball game, now 8-point ball game.
32-24, this is the closest that Knox Central has been in a long time, John.
Yeah, they had a couple of big shots to nearly get it to 10, but then Corbin was able to kind of put the gas on and get a big lead, but that has not been the case now. Central is making their run, and it's got to come here in the separation quarter, which is the third. The opening couple of minutes of the third quarter usually decides a ball game, Eugene.
Walker to inbound for Corbin. She throws it away. Kaylin Mills gets it on the steal. She comes in front court to Jones, right corner for three, too hard. Emily Mills the rebound. One bounce, goes back up and in. First two of the night for Emily Mills, and the lead is down to 6.
Coach Warren into it now, Eugene, telling his team to come on. Let's get some turnovers.
Walker drives down the lane. Layup blocked by Collins, and Mills gets it. She's standing on the end line. It will stay here with Corbin. Oh my, what a run from Knox Central here early in the third. Housley out deep. Parton comes out on her. Skip pass in the corner to Stewart. Over to Stidham, who just checked in. Now they go to Anderson. Stidham looks, ball knocked away, but Anderson gets it.
Active hands right now for Knox Central. They look like a different team.
Mills knocks it away, off to Parton, ahead to Jones. One-on-one with Stidham. Jones puts it up and in. Reagan Jones first two of the ball game, and look at the Knox Central Panther faithful now on their feet.
Again, those turnovers, forcing those turnovers around the half-court line. That is their bread and butter.
Housley with the crossover, drives down the lane, blocking foul. Is going to be charged to Emily Mills of Knox Central. That'll be her second foul and the team's first. Housley a little shaken up.
Yeah, Housley took a hard hit there. She did get tripped up, slow to get up, and now Coach Warren is going to call a timeout here. And knowing how big of a moment in possession this is, kind of give his team a little bit of a rest here defensively. I like that.
Nearly halfway through the third quarter, and boy, what an array of defensive pressure that Knox Central has came with here in the third to completely flip the script on this ball game, John.
Yeah, they're really getting after it defensively now, moving their feet, and you know, they did a lot of chasing in that first half, and what I'm seeing here in the second, they're not doing as much chasing. They're closing out, they're staying in front of their man, not getting beat to the rim as easy, and sometimes that's what it takes. Just a little wake-up call there for Coach Warren in the locker room, and they've really shaken off probably the worst start that they could have had to get them within striking distance here.
I really felt like Knox Central was on the defensive the entire first half, and boy, have they not been the aggressor here in the second.
Yeah, they've kept the ball on their side of the floor and able to get some really easy looks, and again, Coach Warren knows how big kind of this possession is here with 4:45 to play in the third.
Anderson to inbound for Corbin, looks for Housley. Off to Stewart now. Stewart has it knocked away, ball's loose, and Mills nearly comes up with the steal. Oh, they say it's off Corbin. It goes over to Knox Central. They say it was off Stidham. Mills has it, working up against Anderson. She drives left, cut off. Offensive foul. Foul is going to be on Kaylin Mills. That's her first, team second for Knox Central. Bailey Stewart in. Callie Housley is going to go check out, still favoring that knee a little bit, John.
Yeah, again, she kind of just put all of her weight on it when she fell. And you hope to see her come back in if you're a Corbin fan or if you're a basketball fan.
Bailey Stewart lobs it down low to Shelby Stewart on the curl, who puts it up and in. Not sure that was the intended target, but it worked out perfectly.
Well, you don't want to turn it over. That was the best place to really throw the ball, and it just so happened to find a teammate for two.
Mills looks, has it knocked away, spins over to Collins. Collins blocked, puts it back up, no good, and the rebound goes out of bounds to Corbin.
Collins, they were very physical in there with her, Eugene, and was unable to make the bucket.
Stewart drives in, ball knocked out of bounds by Emily Mills. It'll stay with Corbin. Now leading by 6. So it should be a... Thought we was going to get our media timeout there, but the referees didn't see it. So Bailey Stewart drives in. Nice diagonal pass to Reagan Walker, who puts it up and in.
Now Corbin's going to bring on some pressure here. Another different look that we really haven't seen from them in this game.
Mills against Anderson. Tightly guarded coming up the floor. 3:30 to play here in the third. Ball knocked away. Mills gets it back over to Collins. Diagonal pass. Emily Mills, who puts it up no good, but a foul coming on Corbin. I believe this will be charged to Walker. Reagan Walker's third, team third.
Going to the line here, but man, what a pass. The floor vision from Hallie Collins.
Timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. 3:23 to play in the third. Corbin leads by 8 here at the girls' 13th region tournament.
Appalachian Wireless has a plan to make your life simpler. Forward pay. No contract, no credit check, no problem. Plans start at just $19.99 a month and include unlimited talk and text. Add 3 gigabyte of data for only $29.99 a month. 6 gigabyte of data, $39.99. Or take it to the max with unlimited data plus, only $89.99, which has 50 gigabytes of high-speed data. All the features without the long-term commitment. It's forward pay because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Atrial fibrillation is one of the more common rhythms we see.
AFib is an arrhythmia of the heart where the top part of the heart is beating erratically and out of sync with the bottom part of the heart.
The electrophysiology service is made up of a team of healthcare providers, and that includes an electrophysiology lab where we're able to do procedures to help repair heart rhythm problems. When a patient becomes heart rhythm free, it can really restore their life.
ARH Cardiovascular and Thoracic Associates. Beat that.
3:23 to play here in the third quarter as Corbin leads it 36-28. Knox Central had it cut to as little as 4 before back-to-back baskets by the Lady Hounds has stretched the lead back to 8. Eugene Farmer here alongside John North. Emily Mills to the free throw line for Knox Central. She cannot convert the first free throw as Lauren Faulkner, Callie Housley in for Corbin.
Emily Mills has had a big third quarter here, hit a big jumper on the baseline. Couldn't get that free throw to go, but, you know, it's kind of the catch-up game that Knox Central is going to have to play now. You know, they had a great 4-minute stretch to get them within 4 points, but you've dug yourself such a hole now. You've got to have another one at some point in this game where you just dominate for 3 to 4 minutes.
Jalen Fain back in. Emily Mills exits for Knox Central. Housley to Bailey Stewart. She's trapped. Splits the double team. Skip pass to Shelby Stewart. 3 left side. Yes. Big 3 there for Shelby Stewart. Give her 10 now. Fain comes into front court with it. Over to Collins. Back to Parton. No resets. Mills streaking down the lane. Shot up off the glass. Won't go. Shelby Stewart gets the rebound off the bounce. Off to Housley now. Corbin's leads back to 10. Stewart looks. Double team. Off to Stidham. Diagonal pass to a wide open Bailey Stewart who puts it up and in.
Yeah, Coach Wilson has figured out that half-court trap now, and Coach Warren is going to have to pull out of that.
Parton down the lane. Off to Collins. Nice pass that time. Collins now in double figures with 11 as the lead goes back to 10. Stewart, corner 3. This one's short, no good. We'll have a rebounding foul on Faulkner. It'll be her first, team 4th.
Great box out there by Parton to draw that foul as Corbin is going to bring on some more full court pressure here, which, you know, allows Collins to try to get loose a little bit as she did on that last bucket.
Mills back to Jones, who loses it off her hands. It'll be a turnover to Corbin.
Knox Central fan, you know you got to be sick right now. You're right there with them four, momentum in your favor, and one bucket kind of sways it the other way.
Knocked away, Faulkner gets it. She drives down the lane and puts it up and in. Lauren Faulkner with her first basket. Up and down pace. Jones over to Mills. Wide open three. This one's going to be off. No good. The rebound is Shelby Stewart. As the Hounds are running here late in the third. Stewart to Stidham. Skip pass to Housley down the lane. Stidham drives. Stewart right corner. Open three. You bet.
Her last 2 threes, Eugene, you knew they were in when they left her hands.
Stewart with the steal. Parton with the foul as Corbin is on a run. Parton's third, team third.
Man, what a game just of runs this has been, Eugene. I mean, this was all Knox Central just 3 minutes of game time ago. And
down to four,
yeah, you just flip it on its head, and a couple of threes go down, and now you sit with a huge deficit.
Pass to Bailey Stewart. She can't get it to go, and Collins corrals the rebound for Knox Central. Ahead to Parton. Parton in a foot race. The diagonal to Emily Mills, who cannot get it to go. And Bailey Stewart gets the tip rebound. 3 on 2. Stewart down the lane. Shot up, no good. Foul on Reagan Jones. It'll be her second and the team's fourth.
Now the fourth quarter can't come quick enough for Knox Central to just try to get a breather and try to get your troops reset before what should be a good fourth.
All of the momentum gained early in the third quarter has been lost for Knox Central. Stewart cannot get the free throw to go. She'll have another. Stewart with 4 points in the ball game. Shoots at 65.5% from the free throw line. Gets the second one to go. She now has 5, and the lead is back to 16. Jones throws it away. Ellis has knocked out of bounds. Mills looks, lobs it in front court for Lyford, who just checked in. She drives, 15-footer for her, won't go. Emily Mills the rebound. She spins, puts it up, no good, but a foul on Corbin.
She's played really tough here in the third. Big offensive board there and get back to the free throw line.
Erica Angel's first foul, team fifth for the Lady Hounds. Emily Mills back to the line. Free throw is good. 4 for her. Housley back in, as well as Shelby Stewart. Mills, her second of 2. This one is up and spins out, no good. Housley now comes in the front court with it. Bounces it over to Shelby Stewart. Diagonal to Anderson. Ball knocked away and stolen now by Knox Central. 3 on 2. Mills drives down the lane. Shot up won't go, and Housley gets the rebound.
Pushing the issue too here with 20 seconds.
Housley goes behind her back. Looks for Walker. Over to Anderson now. Skip pass to Walker. Housley drives in the lane. Shot won't go, but a foul. Going to be charged to Emily Mills, I believe. Her third, team fifth. Housley to the line. 21 points of the ball game for Callie Housley. What a night for her.
She's had a pretty quiet third here, but kind of went out with that injury. But you look at the scorecard, 22 points. And, if Corbin advances here, she has a real chance, I think, to kind of lead all scorers in this tournament. That's going to be tough to for any team, I think, to get to 22 right now if it keeps going this way. 4 seconds left.
Second of 2, good for Housley. 23 for her. She'll exit. Lauren Faulkner comes back into the ball game. Jones looks for Mills. Lobs it for Collins and throws it away, and that's the end of quarter number 3, where Corbin withstands a Knox Central run and then has one of their own to lead 49-32 heading to the 4th here at the girls' 13th region tournament on Heroes and Icons at WYMT.com.
Appalachian Wireless has a plan to make your life simpler. Forward pay. No contract, no credit check, no problem. Plans start at just $19.99 a month and include unlimited talk and text. Add 3 gigabyte of data for only $29.99 a month. 6 gigabyte of data, $39.99. Or take it to the max with unlimited data plus, only $89.99, which has 50 gigabytes of high-speed data. All the features without the long-term commitment. It's forward pay because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
My name is Taylor. I am from Hazard, Kentucky. I had a visit here. The second I got out of my car, I was like, I'm done. Like I didn't need to hear anything else. He pulled up like my offer and he scrolled down to the bottom and it said estimated total cost $0. I was like, I'm going here. I was looking for somewhere small and somewhere that I could feel at home and feel comfortable, and that's exactly what Union is to me. It's changed my life.
And we welcome you back to the arena at Corbin for 4th and final quarter here in game 1, where the Lady Red Hounds lead at 49-32. Eugene Farmer here alongside John North, and Corbin has it here, looking to put this one away and advance to the semifinals on Friday night, John.
These opening couple of minutes is crucial for Knox Central if they want to stay in the game.
Stewart down the lane, fouled as she goes up for the layup.
What a take.
Foul is on Hallie Collins, her second of the team 6th. So Bailey Stewart to the line, 5 points on the evening. 1 of 2 from the charity strike. Her first one is good. Stewart, the 5'6" sophomore, comes in averaging 7.6 points a game as Stidham checks in and Faulkner goes out for the Lady Hounds. Second of 2 is up and good. 7 now for Bailey Stewart. Corbin has their biggest lead of the night, 19. Jones left side. It's out for Lyford, right side to Kaylin Mills. The Lady Panthers desperately looking for offensive answers. They get it to Collins down low. Out to Mills, wide open 3, top of the key. This one's off, no good. Jones the rebound. She can't get it to go and knocks it out of bounds, and it'll go over to Corbin.
It's been nothing easy for Knox Central, even on their open looks, their open catches, and everything in between. It just has not been easy for Knox.
Anderson goes behind her back in the front court, guarded heavily by Kaylin Mills. It's Stewart on the back cut. Over to Bailey Stewart. Now they'll run some time. Walker gets by Collins, drives it in to Shelby Stewart. Excellent ball handling thus far from Corbin with this 19-point lead.
You know, normally, Eugene, I think this is as you said, there's a turnover for Corbin.
Lyford gets it to Collins. She has it knocked away. Now spins, puts a shot up well too hard. No good. Jones gets it and will back it back out for Knox Central. Back to Jones. Wide open 3. This one in and out. No good. Nothing is falling for Reagan Jones here tonight.
But I know Corbin kind of wants to grind this out and hold on to the basketball, but, you very prone to turnovers when you do that, when you put the ball in teenagers' hands for long periods of time.
Stewart has it, and we're going to have a foul away from the ball. Is going to be on Kaylin Mills, her second, team 7th. And that'll put Darcy Anderson to the free throw line. 4 points on the night for her. Corbin looking for a 20-point lead here on the front end of this bonus, John.
Again, hard to believe when you look at the 4-point game and the way Knox Central came out. But, credit Corbin. You take Knox Central's best punch. You give away the big lead you had going into halftime, and you come back firing on all cylinders. All it took was 2 threes, and all of a sudden you're back to a 20-point lead, or up to a 20-point lead.
Both free throws good for Anderson. Corbin is 4 for 4 from the free throw line in this quarter. 9 of 12 from the ball game. Mills in front court against Anderson. Goes over to Jones. Jones almost loses it, but gets it to Lyford. Skip pass over to Mills. She drives down the lane, charging. Turnover. Mills picks up her third, teammate. And it's all Corbin right now, John.
It is, and just seems like this 51st district, Eugene, just cursed in this tournament on the girls' side and advancing.
Last year, the 51st champion was the Pineville Lady Lions. They lost in the first round, and then Knox Central trailing by 21 here with 5:49 to go in the final period here tonight.
And you had a Knox Central team that, if they not writing the obituary yet, but, could claim a favorite in this tournament. But just that slow start has doomed them, and then one more big run out of Corbin, and you get the game you got now.
Another turnover for Knox Central. They've just not been able to dissect this Corbin zone and get good enough looks to get back in this ball game.
Yeah, it's been uncharacteristic. Just just throwing a ball away there. Not really much pressure. Just not. Corbin don't let you catch it easy, but you still can't throw it into the stands.
Stewart skip past Walker, wide open three. This one off, no good. Imparting the rebound for the Lady Panthers. Throws it to Collins, ball knocked away, but Mills gets it up to Frederick. Back to Collins, who is fouled by Bailey Stewart.
Look how fast Corbin recovered there, even on the fast break for Knox Central. It's nothing easy, and then you foul and put Hallie Collins to the line. That's one thing Corbin has done well. When they've gotten beat, they've had a hard foul to make you go earn it from the free throw line.
11 for Collins. Her free throw is good.
And her future is so bright too, Eugene.
Yeah.
I think this hasn't been her typical game, but she has got D1 kind of written all over in flashes this season. I think she is definitely going to go play at the next level.
5'11" freshman, averaging 19 points a game and 9.3 rebounds per game. She gets both of those to go. Give her 13, and that cuts the Corbin lead down to 19 as we near the 5-minute mark here in the fourth and final quarter. Housley to Anderson. In the corner to Stewart. The diagonal to Stidham. Back to Stewart. She'll lob it for Anderson. Top of the key three. Why not?
It's a lot of chasing there for Knox Central, and Corbin just continued to rotate the ball, find the open man, and eventually knock down Trey.
Anderson has 9 as the lead blossoms now to 22. Collins gets it down low. One bounce. Spin goes up good, and a foul. 15 now for Hallie Collins. Count the baskets.
Just a very strong player, and again, her hasn't really shown it tonight, but her court vision is just phenomenal.
Shelby Stewart picks up the foul, her third, team 7. Collins cannot convert the free throw, but Lyford gets it and puts it up and in, and one.
And Knox is just trying to hang in there, still scrapping.
Bailey Stewart's fourth foul, team 8. Lyford does convert the three-point play. Her first 3 points of the ball game, and that quickly the lead is down to 17. Housley looks. Skip pass. Stewart wide open three. This one's short, no good. And a rebound to Presley Parton. Parton knocked away, loses Stewart. Ahead to Anderson with a wide open layup. Timeout.
Corbin's going to take that timeout, Eugene. Coach Wilson saw that ball go in and knows that this is the stretch that they can put it away. You go back up 19 here with 4 minutes to play, and that is what he's preaching over there in the huddle is, hey, we're 4 minutes and 6 seconds away from advancing in this tournament to give us a shot at a regional championship.
Corbin's chances moving forward, John.
I think as good as anybody's, Eugene, if they play like they did here. I think they match up well. I think they play good enough defense that, you know, no matter who they're out there against, I don't think they're going to be so outmanned that it's going to be, a 20-point game. So, anytime Housley is having a game like this and where she's kind of not got the ball in her hands a lot but is scoring a lot, they can play with anybody.
When Corbin saw a lead diminish, how were they able to right the ship and really stay patient and get this lead back?
I think it came down to they didn't panic. It was a 4-point game. They never showed any signs of stopping, letting up. They didn't show any signs that they were shaky on the offensive end. It didn't go their way for a 3-minute stretch, but after that 3 minutes, they started finding that gap in the defense. They started finding the open shot again, and it took 2 3-pointers, I thought, from Shelby Stewart to bust this game back open. It was from opposite wings, but it was the same result. And I know they didn't come consecutively, but I thought that those were the 2 threes of the ball game for Corbin.
Halfway through the fourth quarter, 19-point Corbin lead. Frederick to Parton, quickly back to Frederick. Wide open three. This one is short, no good, and Anderson goes up high for the rebound.
Tough rebound to get that over Collins, but just had the advantage on her there.
Stewart in the corner. Skip pass over to Housley now. Corbin's going to look to run some clock. Stewart tries to feed Housley. Pass too high. It'll be a turnover to Knox Central.
The Red Hound behind us getting that pass, Eugene, and then a little too hard of it. And then turns it right back over.
Uncharacteristic of the team, turns it over.
Turns it right back over, trying to get it to the ref.
Mills in the front court. Anderson pressures her. Frederick looks. Martin down to Collins. One bounce, puts it up and in. 17 now for Collins, inching closer to that season average. Housley. To Bailey Stewart, she drives down the lane. A layup won't go. Foul, Presley Parton. That will be her fourth. Team ninth. Stewart will go to the free throw line. Fourth foul for Presley Parton with 3:03 to play.
Trying to just sure things up here.
Stewart, 8 points, 4 of 5 from the free throw line as Erica Angel checks in, as Kayla Stidham will exit. One more for Stewart. This one's up good as well, and that takes us to our final media timeout. Corbin leads it 60-41 over Knox Central when we return here on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week.
I'm in awe of the jury system. If you're harmed by a big shot, no matter how politically powerful, no matter how wealthy, no matter how connected they are, and you can take your story to a group of your fellow Americans, and you can tell them that story, and they can deliberate on it. They can pass down a verdict that restores fairness, that gives you justice. In this country, fairness wins.
Appalachian Wireless has a plan to make your life simpler. Forward pay. No contract, no credit check, no problem. Plans start at just $19.99 a month and include unlimited talk and text. Add 3 GB of data for only $29.99 a month. 6 GB of data, $39.99. Or take it to the max with unlimited data plus, only $89.99, which has 50 gigabytes of high-speed data. All the features without the long-term commitment. It's forward pay because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
We are back here at the arena at Corbin. 3:03 to play, 60-41. Corbin all over Knox Central. It'll be Lady Panther basketball. Eugene Farmer here alongside John North. John, it appears that Knox Central season is going to come to an end here tonight, but boy, for Steve Warren, excellent season, 51st District champions, a lot to build on.
Yeah, you know, he had to mesh a team together, Eugene, which is never easy. And I feel like a lot of, you know, it's kind of a taboo topic with players transferring in and out. But you had, you know, 2 transfers come in, and you try to mesh them with the current players you have. And I think that's a tough job for any coach, and he's done it about as well as anybody could have.
How about the Euro step from Callie Housley, her 25th point of the night.
Yeah, she is she's kind of done it all tonight. It's been very impressive.
Parton a deep 3. That one a little short, out of bounds. Will go over to Corbin.
That's one thing I've seen here in the second half is Knox Central taking really deep threes, and the arena tends to do that to you because all those lines out there, you just think you got to stand behind the farthest one, but that is a NBA range 3.
Anderson throws it away as Lyford gets it on the steal off to Parton. Parton drives it in. Layup won't go. I'm going to get a foul on Corbin.
Yeah, use this opportunity, though. How about the makeover the Corbin Arena has had for this tournament? The awesome logo out there on the floor looks just so professional. I mean, it feels like a big game atmosphere. New lighting over the court here as well has done a tremendous job and kind of illuminating the court a little more. And I love the upgrades that they've made to make this a special time of year for these student athletes.
Yeah, it is. You know, we said when we came in here, as the people started filing in, you could just feel the energy and electricity in the building. They've done a phenomenal job here as Parton gets both free throws to go to cut the lead down to 18. Housley off to Walker. Under 2 minutes to play now. It's Anderson. Skip pass to Housley. She drives in. Nobody stops her. Floater up won't go. Collins the rebound for Knox Central. Collins drives down. Ball knocked away. It will stay with the Lady Panthers. Next game coming up, John North and Adam Webb will be on the call. North Laurel, the champions of the 49th District in Harlan County, the runners-up from the 52nd District, will go toe-to-toe in the nightcap. Frederick to Collins, 15-foot step-back jumper, won't go. Angel the rebound for Corbin.
And talk about good jobs, Eugene. The Redbird Cardinals, the host this year, and super proud. I'm an alumni of Redbird Christian School, and super proud of how well they put things together this year. They've really, answered the task for a small school. You know, in a school like that, it takes everybody. It takes the neighbors. It takes the parents. It takes alumni. I know alumni that is working at various school districts, Knox County, Bell County, Pineville. They have all stepped up to help out Redbird, and just a tremendous job, I think, by the Cards to get this thing put together.
Tanya Asher Dickerson, the athletic director, has done a sensational job with this entire event. Congratulations to Redbird for getting to host such a magnificent event this time of year. Parton deep 3, right side won't go. And this time Shelby Stewart will get the rebound. Up to Bailey Stewart. Comes in front court with it over to Anderson. Coming down to the 1 minute mark in the ball game. Bailey Stewart drives left baseline. A layup won't go. Tap rebound out of bounds, and it will go over to Knox Central.
Knox Central is going to watch this clock tick away, and the Corbin faithful rising to their feet, giving a big round of applause there as Shelby Stewart checks out. And again, I thought she had the 2 biggest buckets in this contest with those 3 she had during that Corbin run to stretch it from 4. I think their lead was 4. It stretched out to about 12 as now seniors getting a round of applause for Coach Warren.
Jamie Swafford and Jalen Thane check in for Knox Central as Presley Parton, Kaylin Mills, seniors go out. And Swafford will bring it up for Knox Central. Try to go to Frederick, knocked away by Walker, and will stay with Knox Central. Isabella Frost into the ball game for the first time tonight for Knox Central as Hallie Collins checks out. Swafford has it. Looks in the corner. Frederick, open 3 for her is good. for Timberly Frederick. Averaging about 6 points a ball game. Cuts the lead down to 15 with 30 seconds to play.
Young player. She's hit some huge shots over her career just as a young basketball player. Isabella Frost in there. Very solid student athlete and a standout on the volleyball court as well.
Corbin calls a timeout just for a substitution. Mahala Jordan, number 1, will check into the ball game. 29 seconds to go. Corbin advances to Friday night semifinal game number 1 as they'll take on either North Laurel or Harlan County. Either way, it's going to be an excellent semifinal Friday night for us, John, here at the arena in Corbin.
It will be, and I think Corbin, it started with a couple of resume building wins for Coach Wilson. I believe that's when his team really started believing, okay, we can make a run at this thing, because his team has kind of been donned as the dark horse. They've played in a very tough district where you're not guaranteed to get out of every single year, and that has built this team up to, I think, a real contender. And boy, does their Super Bowl come on Friday, regardless if it's North Laurel, if it's Harlan County, and a real chance for Coach Wilson and his squad to make some noise.
For the finale, Knox Central comes with Hannah Melton, Timberly Frederick, Isabella Frost, Jalen Fain, Hannah Melton. Corbin comes with Mahala Jordan. She's joined in there by Cadence Wynn, Addie Wilson, Izzy Walker. Jordan looks, baseline, throws it away. Melton gets it on the steal. She brings it up the floor for Knox Central all the way down the lane. Ball fake, puts it up and spins out, no good. Tip rebound loose, Corbin gets it. And that'll do it. 61-46, congratulations to Coach Isaac Wilson and the Corbin Lady Redhounds as they advance to take on the winner of North Laurel and Harlan County as they win it here tonight, 61-46. Here on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week. We'll be back in just a moment to recap this one and then set the stage for our nightcap, North Laurel and Harlan County. Stay with us.
We are more than capable of providing quality care, and my partner and I will bring that.
We teamed up together as cardiothoracic surgeons to provide the highest standards of care.
We can give people a better quality of life, and the quality of surgery will be as exemplary here as it is anywhere else.
ARH Cardiovascular and Thoracic Associates. Beat that.
My name is Taylor. I am from Hazard, Kentucky. I had a visit here. The second I got out of my car, I was like, I'm done. Like, I didn't need to hear anything else. He pulled up my offer and he scrolled down to the bottom and it said estimated total cost $0. I was like, I'm going here. I was looking for somewhere small and somewhere that I could feel at home and feel comfortable, and that's exactly what Union is to me. It's changed my life.
Is this your card?
Nope.
Is this your card? Is this your card?
Sorry.
Home and auto, they just go together. Save when you bundle your home and auto insurance.
This your card?
Congratulations. And it only took 27 tries.
That trick is just like us.
It's complicated.
It's magic. Oh! He's good.
If you have a passion for fishing and a love for water, as we do here at Pittsburgh Marine, we have a Ranger boat and a Mercury outboard for you.
We at Pittsburgh Marine have a family tradition since 1979 of catering to the need of the serious fisherman.
That's why serious fishermen know Ranger and Mercury is #1 on the water. Stop in and check out the best built and best backed outboards and boats here at Pittsburgh Marine, where it's always been and always will be a family tradition, building satisfied customers one at a time.
And we welcome you back to the arena in Corbin, Kentucky, where the Corbin Lady Redhounds advance to tomorrow night's semifinals, or Friday night semifinals rather, as they defeat the Knox Central Lady Panthers here tonight, 61-46. Eugene Farmer here. So I'm pleased to be joined by Corbin head coach Isaac Wilson as the Lady Hounds advance to Friday night's semifinals. Coach Wilson, pleased to have you aboard. Talk about this win and sort of the challenge you expected from Knox Central and how you were able to pull it out.
Yeah, you know, they're a very, very talented basketball team. You know, they've been in the conversation of one of the 5 teams that could win this, region. And Hallie Collins is something we don't have. You know, she's such a post presence. And we played them about 2 weeks ago, and she had a great game against us, you know. I just feel like that our conditioning was kind of the key. You know, I feel like we maybe was in a little better shape. And I feel like that kind of wore them down. I honestly feel like that kind of in both games, that was kind of the thing that we had on them. But, you know, hats off to Knox Central. It's a great basketball team. They're obviously going to be back for many, many years. But I'm excited for our girls. You know, we've had a 4-year absence from this tournament. It's my first trip at being the head coach at Corbin. So, you know, it's important for me just to get the program back to where, you know, I guess that we're expected to be here, and so we was thankful to get up here. We really feel like we got a chance, and we're excited for our next game.
You sort of established the tempo early with defensive pressure, forced Knox Central into a lot of turnovers, and sort of created that gap early. How were you able to maintain that throughout the game?
Well, you know, that was just our key. Like I said, we really wanted to try to make it an up-and-down game because we felt like that, you know, in the end it would really benefit us, and so we just wanted to come out in it and just make sure that, you know, this is how it's going to be. This is the style of game that we'd like to play, and, you know, obviously it worked tonight. I mean, you know, we were kind of nervous, you know, that, hey, Knox Central maybe, you know, was able to figure it out from 2 weeks ago. But, again, our girls' conditioning, and that's hats off to them throughout the offseason, really putting in the work that, you know, a lot of people don't like to do. You talk about get on the baseline down there and let's run some sprints. But I feel like we're in some pretty good shape, and that's what helped us tonight.
25 points from Callie Housley, your leading scorer. She was sensational tonight. Talk a little bit about her performance.
She was, you know, she's got the mentality to take basketball games over, and you know, she's done that many times this year for us, and tonight was no different. I mean, she gets in that mode. You're like, you know, get 11 the ball, get 11 the ball, and not only that, even when she's scoring the basketball, she still keeps her teammates involved. She's, you know, I don't feel like she ever forces anything. She knows when she's guarded and she gives it up, and then she also knows when she has it. So she's a great player. She's one that's taken us again to the next level, and I'm happy for her tonight.
You know, you were a great point guard in your own right at Corbin High School. How much pressure do you feel leading your alma mater as you're doing that?
You know, it's some unspoken pressure. It really is. You know, it means a lot to be back home, you know, where I was fortunate enough to play in 4 region finals. We was able to win 2 of them and go to Rupp and just try to get, again, the girls' side of things to that standard. You know, Coach P does a great job with the boys, and he always has. And, you know, our girls' program has always been kind of up and down, and that was a goal when I took the job. I said, you know, let's make the girls' program just like the boys. Let's get them where they're, you know, going to the regional. They got a chance each year, and it's been a process. Man, it's been a long road. And a lot of hard work, but again, I think it's starting to pay off. The kids, again, I'm happy for them. This group of seniors that I have, they was on the team my first year coming in. They were actually in 8th grade, and I brought them up. And we've been through a lot of battles. We've had some tough losses, and it's just good to see a smile on their face.
Talk about one of your seniors, Shelby Stewart's performances as, boy, what a compliment she has been to Callie Housley. And, boy, I tell you, especially in the first half, was just deadly from the corner 3-point range.
She is. You know, that's kind of her game. I mean, she's a shooter. I know last year in the district game against South, you know, she made 9 threes, you know, in a losing effort. But when Shelby gets hot, she's hot. And, you know, she's always a threat out there. You know, other teams have to account for her and where she's at. And, you know, with Darcy and Housley, they're 2 very high-level point guards that distribute very well. And I feel like they helped bring Shelby's game up even another notch this year, where she had some people, you know, obviously more people to be able to distribute it to her. So Shelby's a key cog in this, and, you know, we're going to take a few days off and enjoy this one, but obviously, you know, the expected team to win this next game is North Law, and I know that the girls are looking forward to possibly, you know, being able to see them again.
Yeah, Friday night, you have North Laurel versus Harlan County here. Talk a little bit about what it means to the girls to be in that semifinal game and also get a shot at one of the prohibitive favorites.
Again, I mean, that's why you play this game. That's why you put in all the work, you know, to just have this opportunity. And, you know, ultimately it comes down to 32 minutes and 4 quarters on Friday night, no matter who we're playing. And, whoever executes the best and is the most, playing the most of themselves and playing their style of basketball, will have a good chance to win on Friday. But when you get to this stage of the game, there's not any easy victories. You've really got to bring your A game, and obviously the further you advance, you just got to continue to bring it. So this is new territory for our basketball team. I'm excited to get that first round win. I feel like that's going to help the program, in the next few years. But we're going to have a big one on our hands on Friday, and I think this team's ready.
Well, the Lady Red Hounds came out running and were well prepared, Coach. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Best of luck Friday night.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That is Corbin head coach Isaac Wilson as the Lady Hounds advance